wholeness. How's it going, guys? Baba Zo, in for next video. Today's about Guayusa and my experience with using the Guayusa herb plant, the sacred herb plants. And yeah, it's been very powerful indeed. Definitely, we first heard about the plants, trying to figure out what kind of plants to study about in different parts of the world. We came across Guayusa, learning more about the dream herbs as well too, and the the history of it as well too, and how it's used by the ancient indigenous peoples, and a proper way to use Guayusa. Of course, there's the more physical way of using it, but a spiritual way of using it is to do what you're doing, then go to sleep and wake up the middle at night around 3 o'clock to 3:30, 4 o'clock. That time where it's the most spiritual hour, I would call it before dawn, and then you take it, then fall back to sleep again. And this technique is actually a common technique used for lucid dreaming, and all that, and astral projection, and it's called wake back to bed technique. Shout out to Lucid Explorers Matt Chong as well too. I believe that's his name. Check out his channel. I'll put in a link right down below. Great content for upping one's spiritual practice as well too. And yeah, I'm going to share with you my experiences, doing this technique, doing the wake back to bed technique, as they may call it in the Western world, where you go to sleep, wake up middle of the night, drink tea, go back to sleep, and do your practice while falling back to sleep as well too. For me, I focus on the Indagajia. I do a chakra meditation as of recently. Again, shout out to Lucid Explorers for those tips, because I got the results the same night. Oh, it was crazy for me. And yeah, so I went to sleep, woke up, had my alarm set for 3:30 a.m. And I woke up, had my tea ready. I drank it, did a little bit of yoga as well too, and all that. Then while I was laying down, focused on the chakra points and do my box breathing with that. Uh, just this person that like I kind of knew in the physical realm per se, passed by, like came out of the darkness and then like grabbed my like left arm, and then by the time they grabbed my like right arm, I felt like I couldn't move, that kind of like that body paralysis. And then from that, I just like, and kind of just like, I got startled, I guess. And of course, during these techniques, these practices, I learned later as well too, first-hand experience, that your mind's gonna, project onto you certain fears, whatever, deep inside you, you know, that's part of shadow work, So now we're experiencing some shadow work at a deeper level in our subconscious mind, doing this work. Give thanks for the sacred herb, for bringing out this work as well too, because the sacred herb, Guayusa, it helps you have more alertness. For the first time takers of this, I highly recommend taking it in this format. Of course, when you're more ready, of course, and all that. Like, because like when taking any new substance, any new ally energy into your body, those first couple of virgin doses um, can really be very powerful. So I highly recommend doing it in this format, in a wake back to bed format. Go to sleep, wake up 3:30 a.m., set an alarm clock, and do your practice and whatnot. And here's my beloved wife.
Yes, I do also want to.
Come in. Oh yeah, she ain't covered up right now though.
I'm not
She got
wrapped
to
up.
cover up. She got to cover up herself a little bit.
Okay, come in. Okay. Yes, I do want to acknowledge Lucid Explorers. Yes. And I do want to share a tip. If you feel like you are not experiencing anything with this herb,
Ah,
usually
yes.
this shows that one needs to be cleansed. And before we do anything and that our ancestors ever did, going into that ancestral realm, the spiritual realm, because that is where most people, you know, get to talk to their ancestors and get spiritual messages and whatever they need. This is called the ancestral realm, right? Um, so I do want to say that our ancestors, they cleansed themselves before they got any messages or experience anything from shoot the herbs, the earth, and the ancestors within us, you know? So that's a great tip that I find
Yes.
that has benefited us.
And my PDF, guys, check it out. Clean that colon, feel lighter inside, receive more of the light inside. It definitely is going to help you for Guayusa. It could be ayahuasca, it could be whatever you're taking. In this case, in this video, it's for Guayusa. It definitely, this one definitely adds to our experiences and why it, became, I guess, this potent as well too,
Mhm.
because of Enema. So support us down below in our family by, buying our digital products, our PDFs to help clean your soul and your body.
Yes, get that 10% off of the ancestral grade enema bag in the description below. If you ever need guidance, we are an email away. And you can also get the enema guide for beginners in the description below. And I do again want to revere, this ancestral system, which allows us to absorb, what we need to absorb from
Ashe,
these
ashe.
plants. The medicine from these plants can be received the more empty we are to be full of these plants, and their medicines and the messages that they need to give us. So yeah, become a clear channel with the description below. Okay, and back to your regular schedule message with Sagina Go. Baba Zo.
Yes. Give thanks to the Almighty Mama Zo, Charmaine Zo. So yeah, the that was the first my first experience, and it really validated. Again, going back to the forums and checking it out, to really like I seen, oh, okay, I experienced that. That's a reoccurring thing. It's common to happen. You're on the right path when it happens and whatnot. Your mind's going to challenge you. It's like an inner child. It's gonna just do things for you to like go to the next step. So then, the next time I did it, same thing. Went to sleep. Woke up 3:30 a.m. Woke back up, drank the tea, did a yoga, whatever. And then this time I was like, okay, now I'm prepared for whatever. You know what I mean? So, for any random entity to come by, whatever, something like that, I got this. I got this. So I'm there laying down. I'm doing my thing, and then my chakra breathing technique, meditation technique, where you breathe through each chakra. Doing a random box breaths. Inhale. Then you exhale, and you say mentally the Om in that chakra. Bomb hold. Then each chakra the same thing. Like it always works like 2 rounds in, making it there. It always works. And again, the Guayusa, it keeps you alert. Like, again, it's considered a coffee substitute within the Western realm because, it got its caffeine to it. To be honest, I've taken it as well too during the day as well too for the first couple times, and I wouldn't say it's coffee at all. Like, it's the same energy like coffee per se, because it can lead to jitters as well too if you're gonna empty your stomach, etc. You know, but it definitely has way more of like a psychedelic feel to it, where you feel like you're on something, like almost like like taking mushrooms at a very, very, very low rates. But the come like going like the come up to it, you know what I mean? Like it's like or like marijuana or ganja, like it's along those lines, you know. Plus with energy too as well, so it's amazing. So imagine these the Amazonian ancestors, doing a thing in the jungle, whatever. Like wow, that's a vibe. Wish I was there, for those vibes. So yeah, second time I take it, lay down. I'm mentally prepared, okay, for some person to sit on my chest, paralyze me, oh the white lady in the corner or something. I'm like, whatever, I got this now. Like there's no way it's gonna, like I'm mentally got the energy to deal with this, and put in this work this night. Then boom, I'm sitting down there. Then out of nowhere, again, I'm not in a dream realm, in the astral. I'm still here. It's this darkness, I'm seeing the hypnagogia. Check out, what hypnagogia means. I recommend checking out, again, Lucid Explorers channel for hypnagogia as well too, where, it's when you're sleeping, you see those lights, right? Like, when your eyes are closed, kind of those like neon lights. They call it phosphenes. After a while, at first it's very dispersed. After a while, it might kind of like center and focalize a little bit. Eventually, you see flashes of like certain images slowly, and build from there. Those are the earlier stages of hypnagogia. And then out of nowhere, I start feeling like water on my leg. I'm like, okay, like a couple little drops of water on my leg. Then eventually, it started getting more, then more, and so like it felt like there's a leak in the room or something like that. Like mind you, I'm sleeping on in a bunk bed. I'm on the bottom part of the bunk bed. So like it felt like water was coming through. So then I jumped up. Oh snap! I need to call like the landlord, whatever, make sure there's a leak in the roof. Then we just, oh what? What the? There's no water. Like there's some kind of ethereal, ancestral, astral water or some raining in the room. I'm just like, damn, that's crazy, and like, damn, it got me again. So the mind's very tricky in that sense. It's gonna put you through these trials and tribulations. Where you think you got this part, okay, now there's that part to make you just jump out of yourself and because like that's kind of how like you're right now you're remolding your ego with your spiritual energy body. Your double, your spiritual twin. When people are born, you're born with a physical body and also a spiritual body at the same time. Because of Western, dogma, we've been taught to as soon as we're born, we die. Die meaning dissect, etc., separate. We separate our astral body. Every day we're being taught, to separate from our astral body. So now we're at a place now where we gotta re-sow back in our astral connection, and our astral trust. Our astral body doesn't really trust us like that. So right now we're being taught to build a relationship with our astral body. So it's a lot of people. It's gonna be a lot, difficult to, lucid dream every day or whatever, and just like access these realms so easily. It's going to take time and years. All these ancient indigenous ancestral systems and lifestyles, they always say it takes 40 years, 50 years to reach, a certain level of spirituality and to graduate, you know what I mean? From like ancient Kemet, ancient Kemet to, to Kemet, or Egypt, as they call it, to the Olmecs and the Toltecs, etc. This is all they say the same thing. It's always 40 years plus. So stay in there, keep going. Again, keep cleansing your body out. Being empty to receive more of your energy body as well. To gain more energy, gain more astral energy. Gain more astral presence. Because it's clarity. We know cleanliness is necessary godliness. So I think I had one more experience with that too, but I can't recall it right now.
The
For
fish.
Guayusa. Oh yeah, thank you, Linus. Yes, yeah. So before those two ones, way before, and again too, yeah. So when it's happening too, I'm not. My eyes are closed, so I'm seeing all this stuff go down. My eyes are closed the whole time. So like I'm seeing through my astral twin's eyes. That vision, that clairvoyancy. So, for that back to my first early experience with Guayusa. Again, talk to this one lady, librarian. Hey, do you know any cool things? Any cool herbs, whatever? Oh, there's Guayusa, whatever. I tried it out. I go to sleep. Same thing. I did the same technique. Alarm clock, 3:30 a.m. Excuse me. And uh, yeah, so I'm laying down my bed again, and I always lay down with my back of my head to like the bed like that, try to do a little pharaoh thing, you know what I mean? Like I'm in a tomb or something. And I remember just looking at one textile fabric before going to bed, of like this like indigenous artisan cloth, but it's fish. I'm like, oh, it's interesting. I wonder, I wonder if the fish has some kind of qualm with like a thing about niche of like just an importance to this fish. But anyways, I go to sleep, and then you notice too, there's an inner light. When doing this work, you don't notice there's an inner light. There's a light that's gonna shine in the darkness, when doing this kind of work. So I'm laying down. Of course, it's pitch black. It's pitch black. We're in the middle of a bush, okay? Deep in the bush, okay? In the mountains, deep in the mountains. It's pitch black. The light, the room's lit up. The room's lit up. At that time, though, I didn't realize that I could see that my eyes were closed the whole time. I didn't realize it at all at the time. It was not until months later, like, wait a minute, that whole experience, my eyes were closed the whole time, experiencing that whole thing. So I was fascinated, Again, lack of guidance, we're out in the west side, we don't know what, we don't know a lot of things. We're still, catching up, So, and then in the room, this like holographic, like fish started just kind of like almost like a kite, but the fish just was just like whispering around in the room. It's kind of like wasn't invisible. It was like I want to say like it was like a transparent white color to it. But it's kind of hard to really put a color to it at the same time. But it had like substance to it, and it was just doing its thing, running, just whispering around in the room. And I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. Like it just, and I was just there again, not realizing that I'm seeing a room. The room's lit up. The lights are off. It's dark. It's 3:30 a.m. It's dark. It's pitch black. You know, but the room's lit up well enough, and I'm seeing this astral fish just doing its thing around in the room. And yeah, that was very interesting to witness at the time. And again, if I knew better too at the time, I would know to like train my astral body to slowly get up out of my physical body and then move out, get out the room, etc. But I didn't know that at the time, so missed that chance. But it's getting better and better. Like just stay on it, of course. To again, this is a 40-year, 50-year journey. Like you're gonna catch that. Willingly or unwillingly, it's gonna happen. So yeah, I just want to share with you guys a few stories involving Guayusa. Guayusa being a catalyst for having enough energy, you know, and more to experience these experiences. As a newcomer, being reborn into this astral identity. So wholeness. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, any questions, leave down below, and yeah, give thanks.